Yes, students, first program that we are going to discuss is regarding command line argument. We have discussed one program regarding the C# command line compiler. In that, we were executing the C# programs at command prompt. We were passing the argument at command prompt. So today, this program we will discuss and we will get the idea how we can run the program, and we will pass the argument at command prompt while executing our program. Okay, so you first thing you need to, as I have already informed you, first thing you need to install your Visual Studio. Okay, after that you need to set three paths. I will show you. First you need to set all the three paths. Only then you can work with the command line compiler of C# and you can able to do the first program. If you will not download the Visual Studio and install it, and after that this path if you will not set, you will not be able to do the first program. So first thing is to use this compiler, CSC compiler, that is C# compiler. When you will download your Visual Studio, you will get this inside your drive, Windows, Microsoft .NET framework. Inside that, which Visual Studio version you have downloaded. So you need to copy the whole path and you need to paste it into your environment variable. Environment variable, you know, control panel. Under that, you need to go to systems. Here you need to give the advanced variable. In that you need to set the environment variable, that is path. If you are having already some path for some other ID, then you need to put semicolon and you need to add this path. Okay, so in my system these paths are already set. Second path, you need to go again to Windows Microsoft framework, and here one folder will be there, same version, and it will be used to add some additional utilities that you want to work with in C#. So you can go to this part that I can show you, that is computer, C drive. In C drive Windows, in Windows there is a folder Microsoft.NET. Inside that these two folders are there. Okay, here one is this folder that you need to select the path, and one is this folder you need to select the path. Okay, and these two paths you need to copy there. And third is to configure your C# command line compiler. You need to set this path also in path environment variable. Okay, I will show you this one also. In program files, you need to go to Microsoft SDK in that Windows, the latest which you are having. Till this you need to copy this part and you need to paste there. So three paths you need to set so that you can use or work with command line programs. Okay, so these things you need to do first, and then what you need to do is you need to write a code. Okay, so that you can pass some argument at command. So command code, first the namespace which will contain our main class, that is command underscore line. It will have the same name of your file name that I have given to it. And after that the main program having main method. Now in this the main method is receiving some argument. If you can see here, it is receiving the arguments of type string, and it is receiving in form of array. Means it is not receiving a single argument, it is receiving the array of argument of type integer. Okay, so that means when I will run this program, I will pass some argument as a string type, and this will be passed to main method. Okay, so this is the command line argument. Means whatever the argument at command prompt I will give, it will be given and it will be stored inside this array. And now the string name, to work inside this program, I have created one string name. Now I will first check whether someone have given some command line argument or not. Means when this program will be executed, someone has given any argument or simply executed this program. So I will check whether this array, that is args argument array dot length, is equal to 0. That means user have not entered, user have not given any argument at command prompt. So now manually we need to ask user to enter some value. So that is why inside that first we will print a message that user have not specified any argument at command prompt. So we will ask user to enter some name. So console.system, you can avoid also system.console.readline, and whatever the name will be given by user, that will be stored inside name variable. And now I'm going to print this name variable. This is my message concatenated with the name variable. And this thing will be done only if user have not given the argument. If user have given the argument, then that particular argument will get printed. If user have not given the argument, then we ask user to enter a name, and that particular name will get printed. Okay, so this is the first case when user will not enter anything. That means our array dot length will be 0. Okay. After that, the next case, if this array length is not equal to 0, means this array is containing some elements or some argument, and that argument which user have given while executing this code. So now I want to access that value. So what I will do, we have discussed one loop, that is for each loop. When we want to work with array, we can use this for each loop. So for each, now from which array to assess the value, that is this array, and from assessing the values from this array, where I want to give the values inside str. So I will write from the array in which variable I want to give and what is the type of that variable, and then I am printing that variable. What it will do, it will pick first element from array, that value will get printed. Then it will pick second value, it will get printed. There is no condition given externally, that means till array will have values, the loop will keep on executing. When array will not have any value, we will come out of loop. So this is the program. Now at command prompt, if you want to execute this code, how you will execute? You need to go to the command prompt. Okay, you can see the command prompt. Yes students, you can see the command prompt. Yes.
No, ma'am.
Wait, I will share the screen again. Now you are able to see the command prompt.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you need to do is, Now, command prompt is visible to you or not? Yes? Command prompt is visible or not?
No, ma'am, it's not visible. Now it's visible, ma'am.
Now it's visible.
On that time it was visible, now it's not visible.
Wait, I'm checking. Now it's visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's visible, yes or not?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Ma'am.
Okay, so now I want to execute this program. How I will do is, because in my system this program is in desktop and folder, there is one folder C Sharp. Inside that it is there. So first I need to go to that particular folder so that I can access this particular file. So what I will do is CD, the change directory to move to particular directory. Now, to move, I want to move to that particular directory, and this is the folder that I want to access. So what I will do, I will click on it. My program is this command line. I will click it. This is the actual file that I want to access. So what I will do is, I will drag this folder here. So I will get the path to get inside the directory. I will remove this because this is already there in the prompt. Okay, so C user we are already there, but I want to go to desktop inside a C sharp folder and further this. So when I will click it, you can see my command prompt has been changed now to the particular directory. Now I want to first compile the code. My program is in program.csc file. So CSC is the C sharp compiler. Then what is my file name is program.cs. My program has been compiled. It is showing that it has been compiled, nothing like error or warning. That means it has been compiled. Now I am going to execute this code. So I will write the name of my file. Okay, sorry. This is the name of my file, that is program. And I will write this. Okay. Not passing any argument to this particular file. I am simply writing my file to execute it. I will press enter. And you can see here, when I have not given any argument at command prompt with my file, it is showing that no argument specified, and it is asking me to enter some. So I will enter, suppose my name, if I will enter. So it is showing that message name equal to the value that I have given. Okay, this is one. Again, if I will execute this program with some command line argument, if I will say, okay, I have given my name, but now I have given two argument. I have given the space, so I have given two argument. So when I will click on it, you can see now it is not asking me to enter the value because I have already given at command prompt. So it is showing me that values. So this is the command line argument, that whenever you are executing your program, you can give the values while you are going to execute your program at command prompt. Okay, so this is your first program that you need to implement by today. Any doubt? Is there any doubt? Yes, students, is there any doubt in this program or not? No doubt? Niharika, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So the next lab program is regarding boxing and unboxing. We have done the theoretically concept, boxing and unboxing. First, what is boxing? Converting the basic data type to object type data, or you can say assigning the basic type value to object type variable. And unboxing is reverse of boxing, converting the object type value to the basic type or assigning a object type to basic type. Okay, so kind of conversion, but unboxing is done on that on which we have done the boxing. That means which we have given the basic data type. In that object only we can unbox the value. So the next program, how we can do the boxing and unboxing with the object and primitive type data. So the namespace will contain the main program, as it will be the same name that you have given to file, your main program, your main method. Inside that, one variable have been created, and this variable is of type integer. Then one object have been created, and this object is of type object type. Okay, so this is our primitive types, integer, float, double, and this is the object type variable. The integers or the basic types or a value type will be stored on structure, and object will be stored on heap data structure. Okay, this we have discussed in the theory practical concept also. Now I want that boxing will be done, so what I have done is I have given x to object type variable b. X is a integer type or b is the object type. So this is called a boxing, assigning a normal value to object type variable. Now one message will get printed, that boxing is okay. After that I am changing the x value to 20, because x value earlier was 10. Now it is updated to 20. But we have already given x value 10 to b. B value will not change. Changes will come only in x. Okay. After that I am printing b and I am printing x. Okay. This is the boxing. Now unboxing. Because firstly I have converted the b to some with the integer value. Now I am converting again it into integer value. First I have assigned an integer value to object. Now I am converting an object to integer type. Okay, so using the cast operator you have done casting of a variable. So in round bracket you will tell in which data type you want to convert, and one variable that will receive the converted value, and then you are printing that value. So very simple, just assigning. Okay, and here you need to put the casting which data type you want to convert with. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this code and you can see here. First object b value is 10 because we have given x value 10 to it. After then, as I have updated x value to 20, now when I have printed x it will become 20. So it is a boxing. Unboxing is when I have given b value to y, the 10 value will be given to y. That is why y equal to 10 will get printed. Clear with this code? Yes, students? Is there any doubt in this code? Okay, thank you. Now these are the first two programs, and these belong to your first module. Okay, both the topics are from first module. Now the third program, that is jagged array. You have heard this earlier also. So first I will show you some introduction regarding jagged array. So what is jagged array? It is similar to two-dimensional array. In two-dimensional array, you mention, or in multi-dimensional array you can say, there will be more than one subscript variable. Okay, and if I will pick a two-dimensional array as an example, in that what we mention, the number of rows and number of columns with our array name. Okay, and in two-dimensional array, if I can skip the number of rows, but I can't skip the number of columns, because the number of columns will tell me how to divide the row. Okay, so in that, number of column is the mandatory in two-dimensional array, and that column will tell me that how many elements will be there in each row. If I'm writing, suppose if I will write here in, well, I'm simply picking, I'm not going into syntax, I'm simply saying, okay, I'm having this two-dimensional array, that means 10 is the number of rows, but in each row 20 element will be there, means the size of each row will be same, 20. But in jagged array, this will be the thing. Number of rows will be fixed, means that we will define when we are creating a jagged array. But the number of columns will be different or can be different in each row. You can, it's up to you. If you are writing or you are creating a program, there can be possibility that two row size can be same, but all row size will not be same. That is why we are using jagged array. Otherwise, we can use two-dimensional array. But jagged array will be used in a situation where we don't want that all the columns length will be same, row length will be same. Okay, some row may have 2 elements or some may have 3 elements. So that is the jagged array where the size of each row will be different. Okay. So first a definition that it is an array of arrays, like it is kind of a two-dimensional array. That means each row itself a array. Each row itself represent a array. But now each array can be of different size. As I told, it is an array of arrays, but each array will be of different type. The length of each array index can be different, okay, and jagged array will store reference type, or you can say overall jagged array itself will have different array inside that, and initialize to null by default. When you are not giving any value, you are just creating it or declaring. That means till the initialization they will set to null, and they can be mixed with multi-dimensional as I told, because it is kind of a two-dimensional array. So you can mix this concept with multi-dimensional also. And I told the number of rows will be fixed at declaration time. Okay, but you can vary the number of columns. Okay, so this is the definition of jagged array. Then how you can declare a jagged array? During declaration, your user need to give the rows. Okay, so data type of its pair means two dimensions, rows and column. Name of array, that is the name of jagged array, the overall array, equal to new data type. In one square bracket, I am simply giving the rows, and other I am skipping it. I am not giving any value inside the second box, second square bracket. Okay, and this is the example int square brackets, the name of jagged array, new integer type array having 4 rows. So now after declaration, it is confirmed that this jagged array will contain 4 rows. What will be the length of each row? Not confirmed, but the 4 rows will be there. Okay. Now initialization, same previous the array I have declared, okay, this jagged array. If I want to do the initialization, so there are two ways how you can do the initialization. One is you are simply defining the size of each row, or second you are also giving the values to each row. So how you will give? Okay, so jagged array is your main array. In jagged array at a zero location, because if you can see there are four locations inside the jagged array. So at location 0, my first row will be there, and what will be the size of that row? I am creating here new integer type values, and what will be the size of first row array is 2. Now I am defining the jagged array with the location 1. At location 1 is my second row, and what will be the size of that is new in 4. In here, simply saying I am creating the array. These 4 are arrays only, but now I am giving this array to individual location of jagged array. Okay, this is one way. Here I am not giving the value, but this is the second way. Here same locations of jagged array, but on the other side I am not giving the size here. I am directly giving the values in curly braces separated by commas and with the semicolon. So from the number of values it will be clear that what will be the size of each individual array inside the overall jagged array. So there are two ways to initialize, and this is without loop. When we will run in loop, so that is another way. Now I can combine the declaration as well as initialization. If you remember, in declaration we are only giving the number of rows, and in initialization we are also giving the size of each row. Okay, so here I am combining both the things. How? One is the direct way, that I am creating integer type array, jagged array name. Okay, and with that new integer type array, and I am not giving here size because I am also doing the initialization, so I am not giving the size of row. Okay, oh, this is only the declaration, but now I am combining it with initialization. So in curly braces, no need to put equal to, because equal to is already there. So directly I will start with the curly braces. I will define my individual row here. You can say individual array here. But in shorthand method, if I am creating the jagged array, I am not writing here this term. I am not writing here this term. You can see I am directly starting the curly braces and I am defining my individual row. Okay, or you can say individual array I am defining here. So this is how you can declare and initialize jagged array at one time. This is one example of jagged array. Then I will show you the program of jagged array on Visual Studio. So first what I am doing is I am creating a jagged array, integer in round square bracket, the name of jagged array, and size as a 4 rows but number of columns not defined. Now I am individually assigning the size to each row, that is jagged array at 0 location. New integer is the type of array, square bracket is representing that this is the array, and in curly braces I am giving the values to this particular array. Again at location 1 I am creating a new array with the 3 elements. Here 2 elements and here 5 elements. So you can see the difference: 4 elements, 3 elements, 2 elements and 5 elements. Now how I can use the loop with this kind of array. Okay. You know, when we are working with the rows and columns inside the array, you can say two-dimensional array or multi-dimensional array, we need a nested loop. So I will use the nested loop. First loop or the outer loop will represent the rows and internal loop will represent the columns. So first I will assess each row. So how I will assess? I will start from one variable, that is counter variable n equal to 0. Now what is the size of my jagged array? As I know the number of rows are 4, I can directly write. But there is one another way to find the length of my jagged array. That is jagged array, that is the name of the array, dot length. Okay, so you need to start from 0 and you need to go up to the length of jagged array and then n plus plus. Now this is one statement to print on which current row you are. So system.console.write row is the as it is message in round bracket, but inside that curly bracket with the 0 to represent the variable that I am going to print. That is the row number. N is representing row number. So first I came to the 0th row. Now inside 0 row I want to go to all the columns. So how I will go? I will start from 0. Then I want to find what is the length of my current row. So how I will find jagged array, name of the array, in square bracket I will mention which row, because n will be 0, then 1, and 2, then 3. So what will be the current n value? That is the current row. Dot length property to find the length of current row. So I will start from 0, I will go up to the length of row. So what I am doing is, first I started all the rows from 0 to the overall length of jagged array. Then inside individual row I am going to starting from 0 and I am going to the length of each row. And then I am printing the values from each cell. So system.console.writeLine 0 to represent the value. That is the name of array jagged array. First subscript will represent the current row and second subscript will represent the columns. It's okay representing. So in this way you can print the values, and in this way, in kind of loop, you can get the value for jagged array also. So is there any doubt in this? Yes, students, is there any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so I will show you one program. Okay, now in this program, what I am doing is I am setting the length of each row also. I am asking user what is the length of each row, and then I am assigning to jagged array. Getting my point? I will create a jagged array. I will tell how to get in jagged array. But what will be the size of each row? For that I will ask the user. And whatever the value user will give me, I will use that to represent the size of each row. So, firstly, I have created one array. Int type array. The name of array is L equal to new, and the size of this array is 3. Okay, so that means it will store 3 values. But what the 3 values this particular array will store? It will store the size of each row, because further in the program I have here created a jagged array which will have 3 rows. So firstly what I am doing is I am getting the size 3 individual numbers. Okay, so first message after that console.writeLine, enter the length of first row. So as I told, when value will be taken from user, it will be in form of string, so it will be converted into integer. So int.phrase inside that console dot read line to read the value. Okay, and that first value, that means the size of the first row, will be stored at a 0 location of this L array. Again I will ask the second row length. Okay, and that will be stored in the second location of L array. Then I will ask the third row, and that will be stored in the third location of L array. So L array is having 3 numbers representing the 3 different size of 3 rows. Now, here my jagged array, that is of integer type. Name of jagged array is F. Okay, name of jagged array is F. Now what I have defined the number of rows, that is new. Integer type array, the size of row wise is 3, but I have not mentioned the column number. If I will mention, it will not consider as a jagged array, it will be considered as a 2-dimensional array. Now, second thing what I am doing is, I will set the size of each row. First thing, I have defined the number of rows. Second thing, I will set the size of each row. So first I have picked the first row from X array, that is at 0 location. Then I have picked the second row at location 1. Then I have picked the third row from location 2. Then I am assigning a length. How? New, integer type, inside square bracket. Instead of a number, what I am mentioning here is L0. L0 is having one number, and that number will represent the length of this row. Again, L1 will represent the value for this row, and L2 will represent the value of this row. If you want to skip it, you can directly give some number here. That is also one way. Instead of doing these first 4 these steps, okay, you can directly write here some numbers to define what will be the size of your each row in jagged array. So I have created my jagged array now. Now second thing what I need to do is getting the values. How I will get the values? I will start from 0 using counter variable. I will go up to 3 because 3 are the number of rows. Now inside each row, I need to go to each column. So from currently I am in 0th row, that is first row. Inside first row, I am starting from the 0th column, and I will go up to the first row length. And first row length is stored in L0. That is Li means represent from here. When I will become 1, that means the length of second row. When I will become 2, that means the length of third row. So that is why I am writing J will be less than the length array at ith location, because I is representing each row. So from the length of each row. Okay. Now first I am taking the value from user, that is console.read line, converting it into integer, and I am storing in my jagged array X with the ith row and after that what I am doing is I am finding the sum of all the elements of jagged array. So sum plus equal to the value, current value. So whatever the value currently I will have at ith row and jth column, that will be added to sum, and the result will also be stored in sum variable. Next time, the next cell value will be added to this sum variable. So in that way, all element addition will be fine. Now I want to print the elements of array also and the total sum. So for that again I will run a loop from 0 to 3. Inside that for column 0 to the length of each row, and I am printing the elements like using the name of array at ith and jth row. Okay, these are the format that after each value in a row there will be a tab space, and After each row, there will be a new line character that gets printed. And after coming out of the loop, I will print the sum variable that will have the sum of all the elements inside the loop. Okay. So when I will run this code, it is first asking me to enter the length of first row. First row length, suppose I will give 3. Then enter the length of second row, I will give 2. The enter the length of third row, I will give 4. Okay. Now it is asking me to enter the elements inside the array. So first row elements, if I will say 1, 2, 3. Now second row elements, it's 2, 4, 5. Then third row length is 4, that means 4 more elements I have to do 7, 8, 9. And when I will press enter, you can see given jagged array is with the first row having 3 values, second row having 2 values, and third row having 4 values, and after that the sum of the given jagged array is printed here. You can see the output screen now. Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
You can see the okay. So clear with how the jagged array will get printed. Is there any doubt in jagged array?